Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. So we're seeing some moves now, some nice moves, and we did the Patreon live stream last night where we usually just look at lots of different altcoins and stuff. And the one thing I would say about it is that you can put them into three categories at the moment. There's three categories of charts. There's strong ones like this, which is Bitcoin. There's sort of decent ones, like XRP, for instance. Obviously, we're just looking at 4 hours, and I say decent. It's good. It's okay because we're above moving averages. We're not golden crossed yet. We've got pump signals, stuff like that. So it's not as strong as Bitcoin, which is already powering through. It's building, and there's setups and signals. Although there is a little thing here, and it's not amazing. But it's pretty good still. There's enough on here to be bullish about. And again, just talking 4 hours, short-term time frame stuff. And then there's the weak AF ones, and in this case, I'm just picking on EOS, right? Which is death cross, rejection, far away from the 200 simple and exponential. Lots of room to make up before you can even consider a bullish move. But the main thing to think about when all of these altcoins put together is the total and the total 2 and total 3 and others. And so you think, all right, EOS is crap, and there's a load of other ones. You're like, okay, yes, that is also crap. Some of these coins are basically just crap, but they should move through association with the overall market. So just because they're crap right now doesn't mean that they're not going to work. The one thing I was trying to explain, and again, I'm not the greatest when it comes to putting my point across, but just because a chart is crap, so like EOS, for instance, or a million other coins, right? Just because it doesn't mean it's not going to outperform Bitcoin on a next move up, right? It might not have a setup, it might not have anything bullish about it, but being carried through association with the market might actually allow it to move up. Way more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin it's done like an 8% move from the bottom to the top. It's probably more about 10, but still, you see what I'm saying, right? And then EOS might move 20% in a day. Well, does that mean that EOS is better than? No, it doesn't mean that. It's an imbalance of the order books, right? Small volume and then turning to large volume, proportionate to that particular coin. So I just wanted to put this across, right? I like to trade the charts with the good charts. It's very rarely I'll make a gamble on a chart that isn't a good-looking chart. And it's not because I think that something like, I don't know, XRP, for instance, good chart. We've got Chainlink, which is a good chart. You've got XLM, which is a good chart. You've got, there's loads of them out there with good charts. Does that mean that they're going to do the biggest moves, percentage-wise? No. What it means is that it's more likely to move than the others. You're more likely to have a successful trade out of that one than the others. However, the others have as much, if not a better chance of outperforming those good charts because imbalance in order books. So I get this sort of stuff all the time. Someone will say to me, I'll tell you it was a good one when XRP pumped because it had a good chart, right? This is the super pump that took place. Massive, big pump that took everybody by surprise apart from us, who basically anticipated it, basically marked it off, and even measured it as well. So, when this was pumping, XLM was pumping, and someone was saying to me in the DMs, more than one person to be honest, is XLM better? Why is it moving more? Why is it better? And I was like, it's just an imbalance of the order books. And says, they were even upset actually. They were upset that they didn't buy XLM, and they had only made 500% move or something in a couple of weeks. You said XRP was the better chart. Why is XLM making bigger moves? It's not to do with the chart setup, it's to do with the order books, the imbalance of the order books, the liquidity, the amount of volume that's flowing into those charts at that time. So I just wanted to put it to you that, there is 3 groups of charts right now. There's the strong, there's the decent, and there's the crap. But even the crap should move. If the total 2 presents the way that it is, which it is, in a bullish way, then everything should be carried generally. So, I mean, I don't really have much else to say. I just wanted to put it to you that all of crypto looks quite good. And it's probably going to stay that way for a little bit of time. You know, we hit the 20 moving average, the 21 exponential on the weekly for Bitcoin, and we bounced and we're bouncing, and there's a 65% chance that we would, and now we are. Same thing with XRP, you know, breakout, retest of the 20 moving average, 65% move, 65% chance of a move, and here we are. You know, and Ethereum as well, 10 exponential, hit the horizontal, and then bouncing up from there. So, I mean, it's one of those things that Captain Hindsight always looks back and go, that would have been a great trade. But at the time, you know, as much as we were like considering the chances of breaking down to, you know, for Ethereum, you know, 3,500, 3,600, and we were talking about it. Same thing with Bitcoin. We were talking about 107. We were also talking about potentially maybe even just below 100 if this area broke, but it didn't. And so each support, especially of this size, is the support that you think about is the one that's going to hold. And it held for now, and we're responding. And if we close like this or higher, then you're definitely going to go higher. Right, I'll leave it there. There's nothing much more to say. I hope you all have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.